Hey guys, just thought I'd film another video for you while I'm here at the lake. Once again, I apologize for the road noise, but can't beat this location for the beauty. And so I just wanted to give you a few tips and tricks. I've got a list right here so I don't miss anything, so I'm looking at that too. A few tips and tricks for your bug out food and water. So number one, always fill up at all water spots. And by that I mean fill up your water and any other supplies. But of course, anytime you find fresh water or clean water, like say for instance this lake, if you're having to bug out, I swim in this lake all the time. People fish in this lake constantly all the time. Now, I wouldn't drink from it without filtering it, but I have never gotten sick swimming in it. In other words, you know how it is. You end up getting water in your mouth, things like that when you're swimming. If you don't get sick from that, then it can't be too bad. But, if you fill up here, be sure to filter it. That way you're going to filter out any particulates, small animal poop residue, things like that might bother you. So fill up all your bottles, though. That's what I want you to really realize, is that you don't just fill up the one you're drinking from. Be sure your other one's filled up. Maybe if it was from a questionable source, refill it. But whatever you need to do, always refill all your water sources. Eat constantly, and not just a big meal at night. And so what I do, this is not just bugging out, but anytime I'm backpacking or on a very, very long hike, I eat constantly. When I'm hiking, I'll keep a big bag of trail mix in one of my pockets, and I'll just reach in and grab some every now and then. If you have to bug out for any reason and you're on foot, in your car either, to be honest with you, if you're unsure for any reason where your next food is coming from, I recommend just small stuff constantly. For several reasons. You keep your energy levels up. You don't have to stop for major meal times for a very long period of time. And also, sometimes at night, you're going to get into camp really late, or you're tired, you're wore out, or you've got other stuff to do like setting up camp, a campfire, a shelter, anything like that. Making a big meal at night sometimes is more of a mess and more of a burden than it needs to be. So don't do that. Just eat constantly small meals all day long. Let's see what's next. Prehydrate things before you need them. And so some of the foods I recommend for your bag need to be hydrated. The freeze-dried meals, ramen noodles, oatmeal, things like that. Prehydrate those all day long. That way when you stop for mealtime, you don't have to sit there and wait on your food. Because I'll be honest with you, when I'm traveling, road trip, hiking, backpacking, whatever, when I'm traveling and it's food time, I'm ready to eat. I don't want to sit there and wait 10, 15 minutes for the water to boil on the camp stove or for the water to boil and then add it to your freeze-dried food. It doesn't take forever, but it might seem like forever if you're really hungry. And so anything I need that needs water like that, like say for instance, ramen noodles, I may just throw that in one of my water bottles. That's one of the reasons I like the wide mouth Nalgene bottles. I'll just throw the ramen in there and let it sit for a few hours and hydrate itself. And then when I'm, off to camp, drink off the excess water, eat the ramen. If you don't like ramen, that probably sounds really nasty. But if you do like ramen, you know it's going to taste good. And so prehydrate that stuff. Just let it hydrate while you're walking or traveling. Carry most of your food in your extra water bottle. So if what I like to do is I carry a third water bottle. I carry 2 Nalgene bottles for water, and then I carry a third one, and that way I leave all my food packed in the bottle. The hot chocolate, the coffee, the ramen, whatever will fit in there, I put it in the bottle and just screw it tight. It sits easy in the pack, all my food's in one place. But if I'm hydrating something like the ramen or the oatmeal, I simply take out the extra stuff and there's an extra water bottle without using the one that I drink out of. Let's see what is next. Practice with your stove at home. I think I said that a bunch of times up above in the stove section, but I'll say it again because it's very important. Even if you buy the cheaper stove that uses solid fuel like sticks and cow manure, whatever you can find, practice with that at home. Always practice at home first. If you buy one of the better stoves like the MSR or the one like I've got, the BioLite, practice with it at home because you don't want to be in a bug out situation trying to read instructions or even worse, assemble something that you never took out of the original packaging. So practice with that at home. And the last one I've got on my list right here is that some things are important whether you like them or not. Now there are some things on your minimums that I leave on there that I don't even like, or it's like one of my least favorite things. Some of you may not like coffee at all. Some of you don't like caffeine. Maybe you don't drink hot chocolate. That's the thing. I seldom drink hot chocolate, but it's in my bag because it's for several reasons. Number one, it's a comfort food. A nice warm mug of hot chocolate, even though at home I may never drink it, on the trail or in a bug out situation, that is going to be incredibly wonderful. And so keep it in there whether you like it or not. If you don't like coffee, keep it in there. If you have to bug out for some reason and you need some go juice, some caffeine to really get you going, add the hot chocolate to the coffee. So I mean, even if you hate coffee, at that point it tastes like a mocha, a very strong mocha. That's how I first tried coffee ever. The first time I ever tried coffee was working guard duty for the Marine Corps. And overnight guard duty, it gets very boring. Unless people are shooting at you, then it's not very boring. But when nobody's shooting at you, guard duty can be incredibly boring, and it's really easy to fall asleep. You don't ever want to fall asleep on guard duty. And so what we would do is we would get hot chocolate, powdered hot chocolate, and use the coffee instead of water to reconstitute the hot chocolate. And so, like I said, it tastes like a mocha. I didn't drink coffee back then. Hated the taste of it, which is weird. As much as I like coffee now, I mean, think what I was missing all those years. But we would drink that while we were on guard duty. You know, coffee and hot chocolate together. It tasted pretty good. And it serves as a great example for why I want you to carry some of the things that you do in your bag, because it can either be a comfort for you, it could be something to trade to somebody else. I mean, hey, if I'm carrying gummy bears and you've got coffee and you don't like it, but I'm out of coffee, I'll trade you some gummy bears for your coffee. I'll more than happily do that. If we're friends, I may just give you some gummy bears anyway. But like I said, some of these food items, and some of you are going to want to carry more. Like I always say, if you can handle the weight, it's not going to get in the way. You're not going to have to take something out of the pack so you can have the extra stuff. By all means, if there are food items you like better that are going to serve you for your caloric needs, give you the energy you need, and it's easily packed, doesn't go bad quickly, you know, carry it in there and tell me what you carry. Maybe you'll come up with something that I like better than what I carry. All right, y'all take care. You know, I think it's time for me to go jump in the water.